hitting 67, too cold. And so I'm going to make sure I warm it up a little bit. Now, if it's 80 in here, but my leaf is 75, 75 is the number I'm going to use for my VPD. I'm not going to use the 80. The reason it's important is LEDs, they don't push heat straight to the leaf. You're not going to get as fast a growth. You're going to be like, well, it's 70 degrees, 75. Why isn't this working? Well, your leaf might be 60. When we used to use the 1,000 waters and the HPSs, they would womp heat straight down, kind of like the sun. You'd feel it, and the leaf would feel it. So you'd come in here and go, man, it's 75. Why are the plants burning? And you go right underneath your light and go, oh my God, the leaf's 100 degrees. And so you need to get the leaf surface temperature to base your formulas off of. When everything's dialed, it's pretty even. It might be 5 degrees difference or something. But right now it's cold outside, so when I dump the tent, it really lowers the temperature. And most of the water comes off the top, and the fans move it out. So you need to be aware. When I'm looking at that cold of a temperature, I'm thinking it's not going to take nutrients up as much as it needs. So if I crank the lights to full strength and the temperature stays the same, it's not going to be wonky. The good news is when I crank the lights, it's going to add more heat, so long as I don't take it out too fast. So getting your averages, you can use just a regular temperature and humidity reader and reset it, and it'll tell you the high and the low. So if you don't have an entire environmental control, your job is to clear it, set it in your grow room, and every day check it and see what was the high last night, what was the low last night. And if your low is like 50 degrees, you're like, man, in the middle of the day, it's low. Or if your high at night is really high, that high-low will give you the information you need. But if you happen to have a NIWA or a fully connected greenhouse or grow controller, you can get charts and you can see how everything goes up and down in temperature. The idea is to start to control that flow so you don't have jack ties and jack flows. Plants don't like it. They're like babies. They like to be on that even keel. So that's what we're going to be using. I'm going to be doing more readings in here because I've had the tent door open and everything, but the goal will be to come in and get good readings on everything and make sure I'm calculating the DLI properly. And it's a little bit too cold in here, so that'll be one of my primary goals. I will do that in the app, so let me grab it. NIWA. This is the Grow Hub. You can see Grow Hub 2, the lights are on, the fan's on right now. And we are at 80.4 degrees in here at 82% humidity. And so the reading is a little off because it's right here where it's transpiring, so the humidity will be a little high. As I flip to flower, I'll actually pull this, and I'll make sure that it's in a target zone that's a little bit better. I might even move it out from under the light, but right now that's giving me a pretty good reading of that canopy, which should be similar to all of them. Loading my recipes, 10 by 10, season 4. And now what I can do is edit it. And it's going to be like, are you sure this is a live recipe? Yes. Okay, so I can continue. I can change all the settings. I just keep it basic. Right now it's at 6 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. So it's on for 18 hours and it's off for 6. I'm going to go change that right now. Okay, so 6 a.m., 6 p.m. That's now for 12 hours. That's the light cycle. Okay? Perfect. Watering, I don't have any water pumps, so I'm not going to mess with that. In a previous season, I did do a water pump, and that's why I had that on there. Climate, this is important. Look at how dialed in they have. You can do temp and relative humidity and VPD, or temp and VPD, because one controls the other. I'm going to do temp and humidity, and I'm going to see how it targets VPD, which I can't control right here. But if I go to my chart, you'll see that I want to target right here at the, let's see, 1.2 to 1.5 is where I want to be. So let's adjust it. Now, what I told you is I want it warmer in here so that I keep everything going, mainly because the leaf surface is not going to be as warm. So I'm going to have my target temp to be 85 degrees in here. I think that's going to be really good. I'll start to lower that as we go deeper in flower, but remember, the leaf surface is not going to be that hot. Target humidity, if I keep it at 70%, it's going to be at 1.22. I'm going to go down to 65%, that's 1.43. That's outside the range. So if you look on here, and it says 57 to 65%. That's because I have temperature of 70 to 80. But that's supposed to be off the leaf surface temperature. So what I'm saying is I'm going to go here. Now, you can do it.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Tonight, we're on to week 2 in the NFL season as we've got a good one here between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Going on in the background.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Well, this defense for the Eagles, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll give to Elliott.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Prescott.
Come
he
on,
rifles
man.
one that's intercepted. Well, I'm so confused, Charles. So they accepted that penalty, but that gives the ball back to the offense.
Yeah, I'm checking my ears too, Brandon, because you and I both had to have heard that wrong, right? You get the turnover, but then you decline it and put them right back out on the field with a second chance. Forget getting to the airport. Let's go to the post-game press conference and hear him explain this one.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The tackle by Nakobe Dean. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description, because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Prescott. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Eagles are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. The Eagles at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, That gets your point in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Cowboys will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback who just threw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game, tell all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercept it. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone. On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. And this passing game's offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great either.
And they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Prescott. Open man, right side, it's Lamb. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I will hear about that from him soon.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Throwing on 2nd down. Prescott. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. They've got his man complete. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that one, that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Prescott down. Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's a loss on the play. And that will lead to a 3rd and goal. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession, as they'll see what they can do on 3rd and goal. Here's Prescott. toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. It's a run incomplete.
They converted twice on third down that drive already, but couldn't make it a third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
And his kick is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Close up, that done.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own. Early down stuff to put this offense in precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
Ready.
Touchdown, Philadelphia. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right, they saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Losers in the season opener on Sunday. They get that quick turnaround 96 hours later. Here we go. They're back at it. And I've got to think, especially early in the year, that's a good thing for these guys, is it not?
It absolutely is. And we've seen it many times demonstrated over the years. Teams have a rough opening game, have to play the Thursday game. That quick turnaround allows them to go ahead and throw the other game out, focus on the new one, and typically they play much better in game 2, so I would agree with you totally on that.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections, they want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Back to throw. He'll find his man, Simi Fehoko. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion. Long developing route there on the post corner, but it was worth the wait.
It certainly was. I love the way you described it because you do have to sell the post. Usually a couple of steps towards the middle of the field in order to give the defender to turn his hips. And then he breaks off towards the corner, and off he goes.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have regained the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
See if we got some patterns going on here.
Okay, ready?
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
For us, and it was cool, man. We'd just be picking out ceilings, and then we'd go to the river and stuff like that.
Still 9 remaining on second down.
Check pass.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. 108 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in his first half.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. He picks up 3 on that carry.
Two minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
Yeah, thank you. It's actually been sitting at 25,000, and I deserve it. It's been sitting at 25,000 for probably a good 6-8 months to a year.
Second down and 7. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Strong run, but they get to him just beyond the 40.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun, it's Hurts. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marquise Bell. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Now, there's a reason they call him a ball-hawking safety. It looked like he read that, Charles, and he wasn't stopping there. After he got it, he took it all the way to the house to widen their lead.
And what's interesting to me, Brandon, is that our spotter, Bruce Murray, right before that snap, pointed to his number on my play sheet. Got to see him a little bit as a ball hawk and a return man that time, didn't we? That's just the type of play to expect from him, and he delivers in a big way. Nice call, Bruce.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
He finds his man, complete. It's Mills. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Man, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. They'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. On first down, Hurts airing it out deep for Smith. And this is caught.
Man.
A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
They'll try to run this one in. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Second 60. Come 19. Warriors 70. 7 Pirates.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And this is caught. Touchdown. A.J. Brown in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it leads down to a field goal at 17-14. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Don't fuck up with these 2 seconds, folks.
Final play of the half, Prescott. And that is incomplete. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offensive trickery referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 on a first down. Hands it off out of the gun. And some room to maneuver. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 136 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Smith, the man in motion left. Right back to him on first down. And some room to run now. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there with his second touchdown of the night. And the Eagles have taken the lead here in this third quarter. Well, he was already over 100 yards running the football prior to this play, but this run may be his best yet.
I've got to agree with you on that one. We're looking at a guy running with extreme confidence, running in harmony and sync with his blockers. All them kind of moving as one. And look at the end result. Big plays.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
We get like we used to be, fellas.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll be out of bounds yards up near the 45 at the 44. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
There's some space here. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 38 yards on the scamper there.
I can't help but laugh. And the only reason is anytime the backup breaks a big one like that, he's going to be hard to deal with in film, wanting to know why he's not getting started.
Where are my reps? That's what he's thinking. Great carry there. 10th carry now for Elliott. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. This is Elliott. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a gain of 5. It's still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
It's not a huge break, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So that, a definite deflator there on the interception.
Yeah, you work your way down the field thinking you're in position for a go-ahead score. But all it takes is one errant throw, and this one winds up a turnover.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
One advantage having a lead guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Buffalo 18. Left wing 19.
Hurts. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off of the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
Throwing is Hurts. He's going to air one out.
What the fuck is you doing?
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense up to the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that's going to be caught for the Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown with career touchdown number 60. And the Eagles are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. extra point by Gay is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. First down throw for Prescott. Got his man, it's Fehoko. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. On 1st and 10, Prescott.
What the fuck, man?
Third time thus far.
That's the
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Unless you're out in the garage and you want to do that, but what are you going to do with all those things once they start popping? You know, what are you going to do? Like, you only have a 2x2 space. You physically cannot do that. So you just have to start checking the boxes. And my basic answer to...
It's certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance of victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defense's side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
19 tight, 19 tight. Trap 50, trap 50.
From the 25 on 2nd down. Hurts. Quick slant here to Smith. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Eagles touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Eagles are on their way to a 2-0 start. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 40-yard. That interception, maybe the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar police come after me, I think it's exclamation points, not mark, right?
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, you're smarter than me. Everybody knows that.
Listen, I go with what you say, my man.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Cowboys have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
They'll look to throw. It's caught at the 1. He will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational. You have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And the Eagles hands team able to cover it up. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Wow, 204 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence and playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, we'll likely put an end to this thing. In motion comes the tight end left. Here's a handoff out of the gun, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 8 there, and that should be enough to seal the victory. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
But the females, I don't kill them off until harvest time. And some of them